Hello.
Hello, hello.
Wow, this is the first time we've ever met.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
I cannot actually. We have a lot of mutual friends.
We do?
Ray? You know Ray?
Who the fuck's Ray?
Alright, never mind. The Korean guy that used to translate. I think you met him when you were in Korea.
I'm gonna say yes to not hurt his feelings.
Okay.
Yes, I remember him.
Okay. I think he helped you and CLG out and a lot of other people, but I don't know.
Was he a short dude? Small dude?
Yeah, kind of, with glasses.
I think I do remember him.
Yeah.
Though there were... I did feel like a giant in Korea, so...
Fucking great.
How's your day going?
I've been I did LCK into LEC, so I've been awake almost 24 hours, and I've been on air since fucking.
Holy shit! You watched the
15
shitter
hours ago.
region, and now you're gonna watch the big boys duke it out.
Exactly.
My God, your eyes must have been bleeding watching LEC.
It's fucking yeah.
Actually, it's hard for your eyes to bleed when you're falling asleep.
Is this your first time co-streaming?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just bored. I wanted to stream today, and then I couldn't play League because it's against the rules for a player to like an LCS player to play League while fucking LCS is going on. So
Yeah.
this is the next best thing.
They let you co-stream?
Yeah. I mean, they let everyone co-stream.
Oh, did they? Pro players?
You just have to put hashtag LCS co-stream whatever in your title,
Okay.
and jerk right off a little bit.
Good shit. I didn't know that pro players were allowed, or teams. Because LEC, it's totally different. LEC, you can't stream and you can't be on anyone's stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then LCK, it's forbidden. I don't know.
Dude, look at this hype montage over here.
Fucking.
Is your blood boiling or what?
Why the fuck are they showing this? What is the relevancy?
I think it's supposed to show Santorin and Wild Turtle like on the same team.
Yeah.
And then I don't really understand the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the build-up is. I'm completely.
Oh, the build-up is Cloud9 never winning for like forever. Wow, the storyline.
Fuck me.
That's just so good.
Holy shit.
Alright, so really the only reason why I brought you here is so you can coach me on my gameplay.
Okay. Here it is. We'll
Teach me.
Okay. We got this.
Did they really just take those shots of the players in their green rooms, in the practice ready rooms?
Oh,
They're just mean mugging the camera like in the most random room in the world.
Fuck my life. Holy shit.
We're giving the fans what they want, dude.
That's exactly
Me
what's
and
going
you.
on.
So, shit, I'm really bad at small talk. What'd you eat for breakfast? Boom.
I had fucking chicken salad. What did you eat?
What did I eat? Shit. Oh, I ate dim sum. Pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, it's not dinner.
Chicken salad. Are you
Yeah.
getting? You getting? Are you nervous? Alice, are you nervous?
Why?
You can be honest with me.
No, why?
Okay, okay. I'm sorry.
I've been streaming for fucking. Well, I mean, I've been live for so long. I don't know. I'm actually really tired, but gotta do fucking co-streams. So.
Wow, my chat is spamming that you're nervous. It's just.
Really?
I don't feel it either. I think the energy is not nervous energy. It's sexual energy.
What the fuck? All right. Okay.
That's
EG.
okay.
EG versus
It happens to all of us.
It's perfectly normal.
Yeah. I already predicted Fly plus 3-1.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's support gap. It's always support gap.
Okay. Is it alright?
Jungler can't do shit when your support is boosted. I mean,
Damn it.
Ignore is just too good. IMO.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what to really expect between these two. I mean, Cloud9 will just end up probably winning the finals no matter what. But I actually.
Yeah, the thing is, this match doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's.
It's just who's Cloud9 gonna slap around in the finals?
Yes.
You know, I think it's FlyQuest.
I think what most people predicted EG though, right?
Did they? Shit, maybe because EG just is a bigger brand.
That might be it. Well, I don't know.
But like, I don't know. I feel like top and bottom is just too FlyQuest kept to
Camera. I'm blocking. Bam.
Yeah, I don't know. Where are you putting your camera, by the way?
So on this screen, I move it into the middle, and then when it goes back into the game, I move it over the right camera box so it doesn't block anything.
You're a genius, bro.
Yeah. Trying my best. Fuck.
Right in the middle, smack dab.
What do you want to talk about in terms of pick bans? Because I already think FlyQuest is behind.
FlyQuest is behind. Is it because they gave Orin?
I think R1 R2. Do you know what I mean by that? Like red one. Red
Yeah.
one? Okay. I think R1 R2 Aphelios Atrox is really weak. Because Aphelios can be controlled by too many mid lane champions that are in the meta, like Victor, Azir, Orianna is also really good. And then Atrox is... I don't think he's strong enough as a blind. So EG open B1 Ornn, and then R1, R2 Aphelios Atrox is too early. And then EG get B2, B3 Kalista Tark, and like already Atrox already feels bad. How does he reliably engage? I mean, he can do whatever he wants versus Ornn inside of the laning phase, but he's coming in too early. And now Trundle's coming in. So if any long-range mage support that has disengage comes in on B4 or B5, FlyQuest is already losing. And the other thing is, what support is Aphelios going to get? I mean, you play bot lane, right? So what support is Aphelios going to get realistically in NA that's going to change the dynamic of bot lane or influence anything against Tark? Because it's already going to be really hard. And if you choose an enchanter or like a mage support, it's still going to be vulnerable. Because then it's going to be
you can't play that against Kalista for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think normally I'd say FlyQuest got fucked, but I think Trundle's actually pretty OP pick here. It counters Kalista pretty hard. It counters Ornn pretty hard. It's pretty interesting. They're going like usually like when you see AD support on 2-3, you always like match with your support because like you're afraid of getting banned out.
Yeah.
I guess Ignar doesn't care about getting banned out, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Normally I would say Evil Genius is better draft, but it's hard to say. I mean, you think that FlyQuest has to go in? I think Evil Genius comp has to go in.
EG, so B4 B5 is gonna feature the mage in the jungle, right? So if I mean Graves is
but they get counterpicked.
Well,
I think FlyQuest wins. My opinion now. FlyQuest wins this draft.
What do you
Get
mean?
fucked, LS. So no, I'm just kidding. I mean, like you have counterpick on mid. Somehow you managed to get good matchups everywhere, except for, I mean, I think FlyQuest just got good matchups everywhere. I don't really know how Aatrox Ornn goes, to be honest, though.
Ornn's supposed to be Aatrox, but in NA, I think it's sort of like NA Jace, where apparently Aatrox can go even and have lane priority. So Aatrox gets lane priority against Ornn early, but once Ornn gets like first recipe item, the matchup should change in Ornn's favor. But the
Are you sure it's Aatrox?
Aatrox, whatever you want to call it. You're memeing.
But like,
there's Graves.
No, I'm not memeing.
Okay, so what
Aatrox.
Yeah, Aatrox.
Aatrox. I thought it was Aatrox. I'm pretty sure. You're cracked, dude. You're absolutely cracked. You know, I thought I talked fast, but you're speedrunning this commentary.
All right. So, look, FlyQuest, they have Victor, right? He ends up coming in. So
Poggers.
How does Aphelios? FlyQuest's entire team composition comes down to like blitz hooks, right? And then Victor trying to death ray. But
dude, I think EG's comp is so fucking booty butt cheeks. There's no way they can win this game. Why would you pick Zilean with Kalista? That's like the worst AD carry to go in.
Yeah, I think Zilean could have been a different champion. I think it's fine though.
It's actually aids to play against Zilean Taric though. But okay, I'm gonna paint a picture for you, man. Did you watch Season 6 Worlds? Samsung Galaxy versus TSM. There was a Victor Zilean matchup, and Victor won through no fault of the AD carry. I'm telling you, That game just solidified to me that FlyQuest is gonna win this game.
Okay, I'm gonna go with EG.
Wow. You know,
Okay,
we have
but
awful synergy.
no troll though. Do you actually think their draft's favored?
I think
I think it comes down to
yes,
blitz.
because yeah, it comes down to blitz, but also I always think about which team comp has to go in, and if it's easy for them to go in, because like just because you have to engage first doesn't mean that you're fucked. It just means you need like good targeting. You need like an easy way to go in. But I think in this case, it's not actually very easy for them to go in. They have Graves, who's pretty awful at going in. Um, I don't think Zillion is like the best follow up to go in with. Kalista Taric, I don't know. When I see Kalista Taric, I usually think you need to pick a lot of good champs that can just go ham. But it doesn't look convincing to me.
So
I think they're just gonna get kited. Basically, is my point.
okay.
They're just gonna get kited by FlyQuest.
So let me give you the analogy that I try to give like pro players in coaching. Right? You're in a room and a person has a gun to your head, right? And the person says, I can pull the trigger, and if it misfires, you can walk out of the room and you can leave. In 70% chance, it misfires. But if you wait 5 minutes, the chance goes up to 80. And if you wait 10 minutes, chance goes up to 90. You wait 15 minutes, it goes up to 95. So if it was ever real life, you would always choose to just wait. So in this game, when ornaments come online, and the champions get to like 3-4 items, and you envision what those items mean for the EG champions, like down the line. Suddenly, inaction is action. By not doing anything, and by denying the opponents the ability to do anything. Like, you can swap to like 4 blue trinkets, you can constantly play passive, wave clear with Zillion, etc. You're applying an embargo in the game, like economically, and the only thing that breaks that embargo is the Blitzcrank via a pull. And if that embargo never gets broken, eventually the champions are just so much innately stronger and beefier that even when they do have to go in, I think they're too much stronger. I think there's too much control, there's too much break by like the Kalista ultimate, Ornn ultimate, etc. That I think that Aatrox, past 2 items, he doesn't do anything. He's the same fucking champion past 2 items, but the same can't be said for Ornn. So 4 and 5 item Ornn, like Solari, Redemption, Knight's Vow, like those are really impactful items on Ornn. But 3rd item Aatrox is fucking what? Guardian Angel? Sterex? Like, what does that really mean to Kalista, Ornn, Zillion, Graves? It doesn't mean anything. And then Trundle is going to be tank Trundle, so Graves is going to get a lot of lethality. But because there's Ornn and Zillion, opponents can't itemize armor that effectively early on, so Graves is still going to hit like a truck. And then he's going to have Yumu's Wraithblade because he's going to be lethality Graves. Kalista can go up to 4 or 5 items, so Bloodthirster, QSS, whatever. Victor is not going to deal damage because he can't itemize in a way that lets him deal damage, and Aphelios can never fight reliably, right? So I feel like it comes down to Blitzcrank pulling if EG go into this game with the intention to, no matter what, drag it to 4 items, 5 items, and then win. I don't know if you find this interesting. This is the shit I like to talk about. Like, whatever.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't find it uninteresting. I think your way of thinking about it is definitely. I understand what you're saying. You're basically saying that Evil Geniuses doesn't have to do anything and they're gonna get ahead with Ornn. That's pretty normal. You're also saying that they're gonna outscale because Ornn's gonna give everyone free stats.
But also, it's not just the Ornn stats. It's what items are these champions likely to get versus the opponents. And then you think about how those stack up against each other. Like Victor.
I think if you don't do anything, I'd say like I understand your idea, but I think if you don't do anything against Aphelios Victor, you're pretty fucked as well. Like Ornn doesn't counteract. Ornn giving Kalista an upgrade and giving Graves an upgrade does not counteract how OP Trundle Victor Aphelios is. Like Trundle literally makes Ornn paper, so you can literally just hook Ornn anyways and just ult him, and he can't get out.
It comes down to blitz.
Yeah, it comes down to blitz, but also like Trundle just sets up everything so well because if you're getting outranged and you have to go in against Trundle, I don't know. It's just I think the carries basically. I think Victor outscales Zillion. I think Trundle outscales Graves. I think Aphelios outscales Kalista, and then you can make an argument. I think that Ornn is like gonna balance that out a little bit, but I don't think like all the way. I think Blitz obviously sucks against. It's like Taric is like the best scaling support in the game probably, just like by raw numbers.
Yeah.
But like, fuck! I need to move my thing. I need to move my face.
Yeah. Move your mic over the right person's cam. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Pog.
what you do?
Yeah, Pog.
Is that Pog?
Yeah, I think it's pretty Pog. I mean, I always do it on the right so people can't accuse me of fucking bias or something. Like, I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah, if you mix it
Just
up.
covering up FlyQuest.
Yeah, exactly.
Move my mic.
Move your mic.
You mean my cam, right?
Yeah, your cam. Why did I say mic?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay, man. You're not a professional commentator.
It's totally fine.
Oh shit, I always like freeze my stream on accident. So is it like FFable when you lose that early ward and hit level 2 on the first wave?
Absolutely. No.
Usually in scrims we ask for a remake as soon as that happens.
Oh, let me ask. Do you guys ever do blitz scrims? Not blitz.
What are blitz scrims?
Blitz scrims are 10-minute like mock scrims. You basically you play out the same lane 10 minutes, like early jungle pathing, etc. for the first like 10-15 minutes, and then immediately end, restart it up, immediately end, restart it up. You do that over and over, you can get like 60 games in a day.
What's up? I can't not cover the minimap or the trinkets. It's the minimap or the trinkets, and fuck top lane, a useless role anyways, so it doesn't matter to look at top lane.
True.
Leena's literally backseat commentating me already. That's so crazy. LS. Wait, does everyone just call you LS? No one calls you by your real name?
Yeah, everyone calls me LS.
That's lame. What's your real name?
Nick.
Nick.
Yes.
No one calls you Nick, for real.
No one calls me Nick.
But what if I called you Nick?
You can call me Nick.
Really?
Sure.
Well, I feel really
You want
special
to.
now.
Great.
This is like first time, dude. Now I'm getting nervous. So, do you know anything about Leena? What do you think about her?
I don't know. I just saw her in the TSM facility video. She looked really professional in that.
Wow. Hey, Leena. He says you looked really professional in the TSM facility video. Good job. My new friend Nick, by the way. Sorry, dude. I have real autism. Like, it's so crazy.
It's totally
Oh
fine.
shit.
Can you say that?
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. I don't think so.
I don't think
I think I just got banned from co-streaming.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So Nick.
Yes.
Dick.
Sure. Rick.
Is it? You can call me whatever you want.
Okay.
To be honest.
I mean, what do you prefer? Doublelift or Peter?
What? Wait, hold on. Make my face smaller. Wait, how big are you covering part of the minimap with your face?
I cover the black part of top lane, like the border of.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh my god, really? I feel like everyone came here to see my face. That's so crazy. All right, I'll fucking move. I'll make it smaller. Oh. Now I'm gonna lose all my viewers. Anyways, what were you saying? We're supposed to commentate the game, right? That's the point of this?
Yeah. I mean, Graves is just full clearing, so everything's pretty fine. So, okay, you have the viewpoint that Victor,
Pretty normie.
Victor Aphelios at 6 items is really, really strong. And then...
Yeah, I also always think about stuff in terms of bot lane. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a bot laner, and I just think about it like Graves, Kalista, Taric is so useless together, where if I was playing Kalista Taric against Trundle Blitzcrank, I would feel really afraid, right? Because I can't play my win condition anymore. I can't like perma push bot lane. I can't play like a monkey.
Yeah.
It just feels really scary. You can just always get, you can always just basically get your flash blown for nothing, and then on the next gank,
yeah,
you'll 100% die, or you might even just flash the pillar and die anyways to blitz if you just get unlucky. So I just feel like there's so many ways that FlyQuest could win, and then the way that I see Evil Geniuses winning obviously is just like, yeah, they get their items, they play, I don't know, I guess that one big team fight, the one explosive team fight, 5v5. But I don't know, maybe I'm having too much faith in NA, you know, because I'm an American player.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you think an NA team can pull this off?
What, the EG comp?
No, the FlyQuest comp where they actually have to do stuff to win.
I would actually imagine that FlyQuest's comp is better in NA, just because there's more chaos. So I think that there's
more chaos.
Yeah, there's more variance.
Dude, this is such Resident Sleep region. No one wants to ever do anything.
No, that's the LCK.
Oh, really?
It's
That's actually
LCK's.
true. Core was telling me that in LCK, doing nothing is a real strat.
Yeah.
Oh, baby! Wild Turtle is setting up so well. Immaculate AD carry play, man.
Fucking yeah.
Really, I'm here. I'm here as a student of the game, not for you, but for Wild Turtle. My sensei.
Fucking Christ. What? Twitch chat keeps telling me that my mic's fucked. Is it fucked on your stream?
No, dude, you sound beautiful.
Okay, thank
By
you.
the way, Hook's about to be up, and like I said, it's just game over. It's unplayable. Give this kill to Wild Turtle, God of bot lane, or... Okay, nice. Wait, what? Centron
What
took
the
it.
fuck?
What the fuck is going on? Why did you do KTP like this?
Why? Yeah, I
Wait,
don't know.
he didn't ult himself either. I knew that FlyQuest would win, man. And exactly like this, exactly how I predicted. My god, your prediction is so bad. How did you not see this coming?
Fuck my life.
You didn't think that Zillion would TP 1v4 into the backline with no ult?
Yeah, and for Callista Tark to be pushing a wave over and over like that.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm the expert.
That's fucking makes sense.
Wait, actually, I love the best part. I always think is when top laners try to get involved in the game.
Oh, like the delayed TP?
Like they both TP but accomplish nothing.
Yeah. There was no reason to. I mean, the
Wow,
TP benefits Atrox, but because the lane
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucked his own wave. Kuma TP'd in for a nice little take a selfie down there.
Yes.
Oh my god. Look at the support gap already.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait, why did he do that? Wait, actually I'm trolling. He did it for the heal. I was about to say, can't he just die right after that? But I guess not. There's no damage.
I mean, this game's really rough now for AG.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah,
You hate to be down 2k gold and a drag.
Yes.
What do you think's better, by the way? First drag or Herald?
Well, I think it depends. I think first dragon, it depends which one it is, if it's Infernal or Mountain, because of the stats, like later in the game. And then first Herald, it depends how you get it. If you rotate your entire bot lane, but your bot lane misses 2 minion waves, that's 300 gold into the void, plus the XP has to be accounted for, and then typically the enemy bot lane will get 2 plates. So it invalidates a lot of the gold that you rotate for Herald, like in a math sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I think I completely agree. By the way, like I think 2 waves and a plate is already better than Herald because XP is way more important than gold, anyways. Yeah, like I also think there's just like this weird thing that goes on when I play AD carry, but dude, when I get Dragon XP, I feel like a fucking beast.
Yeah.
I feel absolutely cracked when I get Dragon XP. I'm like half a level ahead of their AD, I swear.
I mean, XP just sticks nowadays. Like both in jungle, I mean, even in AD carry it sticks. When AD carry gets up like 1.5 levels,
Yeah,
level,
you actually like snowball XP. Like if you're ahead,
Yes.
you can do more, so you can like farm their camps, get more and more ahead. Like, fuck this garbage snowball game. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm quitting. Also, is Aphelios not like just completely fucking S tier broken as fuck? But everyone's just offload playing him? What do you think? What do you think? That was a very loaded question. Let me ask you. What do you think about Aphelios?
I think Aphelios is beatable.
True.
I think if AD carries could play mages, I think he's a lot worse.
Oh, that's very true.
But
only Sven can play Syndra.
Yeah, I think Syndra's really good against him. I think Xerath is really good against him. I think Vel'Koz. Like those are obviously less common.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he can be controlled in the mid game by long range mages that make it really hard for him to play the game.
That's true. Aphelios is useless when he gets outranged. I think Aphelios is really good when he has to like that. You have to kill him.
When enemies walk into him.
Yeah. He's. That's true. It's true.
Yes.
I think when Aphelios has the what's it called? Pistol chakram. I'm not gonna say about its real name because my chat won't fucking know. But when he has the pistol and the chakram, that combo does everything in the whole game. You insta take towers, you insta take Baron and drag. You can take every team fight and never die. Like it's that has to get nerfed like so hard. Like because if he has those guns, you just don't fight.
Yes.
That's how it feels. So yeah, When I play Felius, I feel like there's no way to lose.
Well, I think an NA obviously is a lot
Yeah, NNA.
stronger because you
We all know what
and-
happens when I go international, so we don't need to talk about that.
Fuck.
Oh my god, no flash and pillar. Wait, why did Power Wheel stop chasing? What? What a little beta. What do you think about beta personalities?
What context? Like, in what way are you saying beta?
Like, oh my god, what's going on? Oh my, Bang did an ult? Are you kidding me?
I mean, and also Sven ulted really late. Kumo didn't
Oh
get.
my
this is fucked
god.
up.
Like, when you see someone play like a real pussy on stage,
Yeah.
does that make you cringe?
It depends how they're playing. Like it. If there's obviously a spot that they should have done something and they didn't, I don't think that it's them being a pussy. I think it's them being bad.
That's true, that's true.
So I kinda,
guess
yeah, I can't discern between
but,
like beta
so
and bad.
would you say that when you watch LCS, you see that more often than when you watch other regions? The missed opportunities is what I mean. Somebody who could have done something but didn't because he just wasn't confident or he didn't read the situation right.
On a mechanical level, yeah, I feel like that's more present in NA than any other region. Why?
I'm just curious
Okay.
because you hella watch. I mean, every pro player hella watches LCK and LPL. To be honest, I don't honestly watch too much LEC.
Mhm.
EU fanboys stay triggered, but I watch a ton of LCK, LPL. I think LPL does the opposite where they just go for shit when there actually is nothing to go for, but
Yeah, they have a lot more higher variance with their plays, and they rely on mechanical outplays in order to make it work. But obviously, I think that's really risky. I mean, every single team in the world tightens up by Worlds. It's happened every single year.
tighten up.
Tighten up.
How come my team never tightens up? Do you have a theory about that one?
I have no fucking clue.
Do you think that with your help at one of these worlds, you could have tightened up my team?
I mean, yes, but there's lots of other problems like that any team has, like, but I mean, also part of the problem is sometimes even when you point out something as being like demonstrably correct or being able to be recreated, if someone just says, if they ignore it or they don't want to listen to it, I mean, how the fuck do you help that?
Yeah, actually, that's
I remember
that's pretty NA. Just have a really one-dimensional, like a closed-minded mentality.
Yes. So I mean, there's lots of issues. Like, for instance, at Worlds last year, I mean, various things come into my head, but like, if your team composition's outscaling the opponents, why are you grouping for a 20-minute Ocean Dragon, or like something stupid? Like you're not gonna win the game or lose the game over that kind of a capture. These are like demonstratable concepts that you should be able to just pull everyone and get them to agree. So I don't know. But then there's laning phase stuff that happens. Like, why is it only now this year that people start cheater recalling? Do you call it cheater recall? I don't know if NA calls it that.
That's a pretty edgy way to say it. I mean, I usually say free base.
Like on third or fourth wave.
The bot. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you usually want to do it right after you push a cannon,
Yes.
because it takes forever for the turret. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the free base. Like for bot lane, it's a little different than solos because your support can soak the XP, and eventually it'll like kind of rubber band back to you anyways. Like,
Yeah,
so you actually miss literally 0 XP instead of just
Yes,
like one
yes.
creep. But yeah,
And then you can pull
that's
4-5.
honestly, like, I win a lot of matches in LCS by just having better base timings in my enemy AD carry and having a plan. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, like just basic shit like, oh, I want to base at like 875 gold and he wants to base at Sheen or something, you know?
Yeah,
So like,
economics.
if I
Same
force
thing.
the base, yeah, it's like so basic, right? But like, AD carries actually just don't have a brain, so they don't think about it. Actually, the only AD carry that actually challenges you on that kind of shit is Sneaky, which I thought he was like kind of good. But rest in peace.
You have to do stuff like that against Victor. Or, I mean, the same thing applies to Lost Chapter mages in mid.
Yeah,
you attack their Lost Chapter by. Yeah.
Laning phase is also extra important. Like, if you can get ahead in CS and then you know when to beat recall, because like if you're both going for the same item and you're ahead 10 CS, it's actually like game losing to just get your BF and then he doesn't have his and then you keep staying ahead.
Yes.
But yeah, cheater recall is pretty edgy. I like it though. I like it.
Cheater,
I've just never heard anyone say that in my life.
LAC uses it, LCK uses it. I don't know. When I was coaching the Korean team, BBQ, the Koreans couldn't like explain in depth what was going on, but they would describe it as like someone cheating. So then I just started using it, and then now it's I don't know, Europeans use it because
Wow.
the POG, right?
Pog.
Yeah.
Usually
Nice.
in NA we just say like Twitch chat memes and shit. A Pog recall. Maybe that's like gonna be the next iteration.
Fucking Christ. I think
Like
this
we don't
game's
understand
doomed.
like those kind of things. Did PoE just miss the cannon? Papega.
You got that one done. You do have that
So if FlyQuest wins the game in like 6 minutes, what do you think about that one?
down. They can't win the game with just one Baron. They need 2 Barons. So we're looking at like a 29.
No, I mean like they're gonna get this drag 99% chance, and then the next drag, Evil
Yeah.
Genius is gonna throw the game trying to stop Mountain Soul.
Yeah. So like 29 minutes.
I see. Wait, what? 29 minutes?
Yeah, 29 minutes. Probably the game should end. Cause you.
Oh, you're saying yeah. Until the Nexus explodes.
Yeah.
Usually in NA, it's just like if it's the Soul, the team will lose the game 100% of the time to stop the Soul, even though they wouldn't like there was a higher chance of them winning the game if they just gave it, but no one wants to be a pussy, you know.
Wait, you'd rather fight against the soul than just flip it?
Yeah, I would rather like a lot of times, especially if it's a useless Soul, I would rather fight against the Soul later
Like
than
Mountain
try
and
to
Cloud?
take an impossible fight. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah.
is a bit useless.
Mountain's beatable. And
It
Cloud's
might actually
beatable.
be the most useless,
Uh,
but I'm not 100% sure.
yeah, so it's either Cloud or Mountain is the most useless. Like Ocean. Okay, that was Blitzhook. It's either Cloud or Mountain. They're both beatable for sure. Cloud and Mountain are the 2. Ocean just feels unbeatable though.
Ocean is unbeatable.
Yeah. Can't.
Hi, Leena. Do I want some water? Nick, do I want some water?
Yes.
I want some water. What? I'm actually not even thirsty. I like to keep my chat my stream interactive though.
What the fuck?
Yo. I know we don't talk about personal stuff, so we can change the subject whenever you want, but is it true that on Gravity you lived in the garage?
Yeah. Because.
Oh my god, Wild Turtle. Hold on, I need to take my notepad out. Wow.
That's how you
Alright,
do it.
go ahead.
You learn?
That's how you do it.
Gravity, apparently I arrived too late for like room selection, and then they weren't gonna do anything. So initially I shared a room with Hanser, and then I was gonna either move out or just take over the garage, and so I took over the garage.
I see.
Yeah.
Took over the garage is really a way of saying that they made you sleep in the garage?
No, I had an option to either stay at an apartment nearby or just stay at the garage, but I didn't want to deal with the commutes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Isn't that like super AIDS to just like
It was bad.
have to?
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
I...
dude, tell me about Hanser. What was this little kid like back in the day before we slapped some sense into him?
I don't know. Hanser was really nice actually, and back then when I stayed there.
Really?
Yeah,
He was a nice kid?
It was really nice. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. Him and I haven't talked since 2015.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I kept up with every other Gravity member except for Hanser. Wait,
Wait, really?
Yeah. He unfollowed me and removed me from everything, and I don't know why.
Maybe he wasn't as nice as you thought.
No, we were friendly even towards me leaving the house.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, Kevin's nice.
Yeah.
GG.
GG.
Is there really anything to talk about in this game?
This game's fucking over.
Ignar has hit every hook all game. It's impossible for EG to do anything because when they get pillared, they just have to flash.
Okay, but the game ended on the fucking
Yeah,
play
no,
bottom.
it did end on bottom for sure. I think Trundle Pillar is really broken against champs with no dashes. I mean, I'm sure that much is obvious, but it's like extra broken when you have like a long range CC, like
Yes.
Blitz or I don't know what else has long range CC. I think like Trundle Zillion could be really good. You know, you just pillar someone and go for the double bomb, and if you miss, there's no
You're
punish.
bad.
Like you can't, like
Or,
there's
yeah.
no way to like counter that. So you just get a bunch of chances to do stuff.
You know, they're I think in CK and China they're playing Morgana now against Trundle
Oh, I like that. See,
in the
that's good.
jungle. Yeah.
That Trundle can actually, like, I guess, get punished if he pillars at a bad time. But
Things can get
oh,
realistically, I don't think that, like, why. Okay, so
Look at Santorin. Look at Santorin. Holy shit, he's so edgy. Wait, is he gonna die without doing anything? Yep.
the death
Can
time
somebody
doesn't matter,
can
though.
somebody explain to me why Solo went Merc Treads this game against the only damage being Graves Callista, and he'll never die to anyone else ever? I would actually be fuming at him. Aren't you supposed to go Legend Tenacity and just always go Ninja Tabby?
I think in this team comp you go Ninja Tabe. I don't think you need Merc Treads at all. Because
What do you think about your
Yeah, go.
what do you think about your name being associated with Leandris every single time, and Morello?
So the Morello thing was misrepresented because I don't hate Morello. I hate when people have Oblivion Orb and then commit 1400 gold to Morello when nothing's happening, instead of just putting it towards another component item. There's nothing really comparable to ADC that I can reference. But like no one was building Leandres for like 2 years until Nemesis and Larson built it in LEC. Then lots of people started building it. But like I don't know. Twitch chat and Reddit does a ton of shit with my ID.
I think Leandri's salesman is pretty fucking good.
Thanks.
That was good for you.
Yeah, it was. Fuck.
One of my favorites.
Are you ready for the
what the fuck is this 2 stream that we have, dude?
what?
This is the most fucking random co-stream that's ever existed, but I love it. I don't even know how to describe what's going on here. I think we've talked about the game like once in 25 minutes. But this is great. This is way more fun than watching Freak, listening to Freak.
All right, 10 seconds till the game ends. Or EG hero a team fight and win, okay? Probably not.
I think
but...
I think EG should just coin flip the fight before drag spawns. Personally, if the whole point was that you wanted to fight to stop them from doing it, I think. Damn, they should just go. Nice. Good. Oh my god, Pee-wee might get one shot insta.
Oh yeah, I think.
Oh, never mind. It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Wow, it like looked really good, right?
Yeah,
the beginning?
it looked good. It looked good for a second.
How did PoE not get one shot without getting anything off? Like, did they fuck? They must have fucked up. I want to see it again.
That's Mountain Soul though. That's yeah.
And that's a wrap.
All right, you're 1-0 on predictions. Congratulations.
I know. You should be sweating right now for your job.
I know. Fuck me.
Like here he gets knocked up, right? And he should get Tarek stunned, and then he should get double bombed. Was Zillion AFK? I think he was.
No, Zillion's rooted by or snared by gravity field. He got stunned.
Gravity fields.
Victor W. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that could have changed.
There's definitely a world where Jizuke had his monitor on, and then that was a free win, or not a free win, but it would have been drag and Baron.
Yeah. And it would have been all the shot gold. So gold would have, yeah, things would have been good.
Actually, the gold's not even that different. It just feels hopeless though. Yo, your Death Stance is pretty fucking OP now, right?
The resistances? Yeah, I think
yeah, it feels so much better than before.
Yes, I agree.
Like, what did it lose? Like, what aspect of the item did it lose? It just gained a ton of res, right?
20 AD, right? 20 or 30 AD?
But it got 30 armor MR?
Yeah.
How's that balanced? What? I'm gonna look this up. Death Stance.
Yeah, Twitch chat saying 30 AD.
Oh, that's so incredibly worth. What the hell? There's no way that shit's not getting nerfed. This is like the new Spirit of Shojin stuff, where top lane is just about who can abuse this item the most with Conqueror.
What What champions do you think are missing from the meta? Do you have any
Uh,
takes?
what champs do I think are missing? Let me think. Hmm. What champs are missing? That's a good question. What do you mean by missing? Like, you think are like, do I think is like sleeper good, but or like do I miss
Like
that,
which
that I
ones?
wish were meta?
Yeah, which ones do you think are good that aren't picked?
Oh, like sleeper strong champs.
Yeah,
I think Ignar can't be the only guy to play Blitz. I think that champ just is kind of good,
he's played a lot in
personally.
LCK.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, against
Okay.
Thresh.
I mean, yeah, against Thresh, but like ever since that came out, people were rarely blind Thresh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because they're afraid of the Blitz, but I think always just maybe because I was the Blitz one trick for a while. I always just thought the champ was just good, because he's like he's one of the only supports or one of the only hook champs where you can throw it out, and there's really nothing the enemy can do about it if you miss.
Yeah.
Because usually when you play Thresh, you know, people end up getting cleanse or QSS, and then you just end up dying if you throw the hook out and you miss. It's not the same with Blitz. I also think the shield breaking part of it's pretty strong. There's a lot of shields in the game. Who else? But that champ's actually picked. I'm not sure. What's good? Oh, I actually really hate playing against aid stuff like Ivern in jungle. Or like
Ivern's really
Lulu
good.
mid.
I don't know why people don't pick him. It's really annoying, especially because the jungle started shifting more towards like Trundle, Sejuani, etc. So Ivern gains a lot of value in that regard.
Yeah, I just think the champ's always useful. If you're ahead, you stay ahead. If you're behind, you have the scaling win condition and a
Yes.
lot of utility. Those kind of champs I've always liked. Champs that are versatile, I guess. Hmm.
Oh,
I always wonder why in competitive no one still tries to do funnel.
they
Master Yi
keep hitting
Taric.
it though. It's really
They do
obnoxious.
keep hitting it.
Yeah.
They do. But for the longest time it wasn't hit.
Yeah.
But it was still like permaban and solo queue. So I always wondered, you know, why does no one have the balls to pull this off? For our team, it was usually no one knows how to play Master Yi.
Really?
but,
Is that the problem?
But like, well, I think it's just like no one really wanted to do it.
Okay, that,
You know, but
that
you
could
play
be
you,
it. Yeah.
occasionally you play against funnel and solo queue, and you're like, wait, this is actually really OP. And so like, why can't pro teams pull it off? I don't know. There's always an argument to be made that the game's totally different in pro play, and like you need jungle pressure, you need this and that, but I also think there's like the counter argument of like, well, pro players are more likely to be able to survive jungle pressure while not having of their own because they know that they have like the win condition coming up.
Yep.
I don't know. What about you?
Why,
What about you, Nick?
I think Draven's good, but no one plays him. I think Draven almost falls into the same category as mages, where most AD carries can't play him.
That's very true.
Even if they can play him, it's not at a level where you would actively want to pick him. Because I think Draven is a meta answer to certain AD carries that end up showing their heads. Like I think if enemy early rotates Zyrakon, for instance, you can respond Draven, and then there's too many supports that pair with him that'll just ruin that lane. Because they want to come into Draven, and then he ruins them. He just straightens them up really quick.
Straightens them up.
Yeah, that's the phrasing I use. But like, Draven's also really good against Callista. So
yeah, it is. It is. It's really tough matchup.
Yeah, it's really really hard. So the thing that's so bizarre is this is a perfect meta for people to be able to pilot Draven, and yet no one can. So I think that's a problem. I think mage support should be good in bot lane right now because Senna and Aphelios, they answer Senna Aphelios really well. I think there's a lot of meta problems. I was actually going to tweet at you the other day. You made some tweet. Let me actually find it. It was something about like you're waiting for next split, and I was going to make a tweet at you that you should just play off role in off season and try to play mages or something, because I don't know. It's really weird. Like people like yourself or any other AD, you don't need to play your 500th game of Aphelios or 500th game of Senna. No one is playing mages, and no one prioritizes trying to do so. And it's obviously really bad, because the people that are coming up now are like rookies, right? An LPL, LCK, or even LEC or something. they're not going to probably be limited by the beliefs that everyone else had, like season 1 through 9 or season 1 through 8, of like role selection. Like even in LCK and LPL now, players are capable of playing multiple roles. We're seeing it in LCK. Mid laners can go top, mid laners can go support, mid laners can go AD carry, AD carries can go mid. I think that's the next like evolution, is that people need to understand League is ultimately just a game, or it's like a language, and either you can do stuff or you can't. And I think by being limited, it's really bad. And even if, like, hypothetically, you could play 500 more games of Aphelios and maybe move your strength from a 95 to a 96. If you moved your mage playing capabilities from like a 70 to a 90, that's infinitely more valuable in certain spots inside a draft, or just overall, because you probably grow your understanding of like positioning and stuff, in the feelings of mages. So I think that's important.
No, I totally agree. I think, but one factor about it is it's not always about the player's willingness. I mean, I hate to just like curve the conversation into like my experience, but
No, go ahead,
like it. I'll just give you an example. This last Worlds, Veigar was a metabolic pick, right?
Yes.
And Veigar was a lot of people's answer to Heimerdinger, a lot of people's answer to a bunch of stuff. Kai'Sa was meta at the time, Zyricon, etc.
Yes.
I played a shit ton of Veigar. Everyone who watched my boot camp knows I played a shit ton of Veigar. But then when it came like time to bat, I guess we just weren't. We were just, first off, we were losing every fucking scrim with it. And even like the coaches were telling me, it's not because you're bad at Veigar. It's just like the team is just really bad at playing around this new dynamic. So it's like everyone on the team has to be willing to go through the growing pain of like this unfamiliar dynamic. It's like you don't have the same like flow of the game. You don't have the same strengths as an AD carry would have. You also have different strengths that you need to like snowball and take advantage of, and sometimes you're gonna fuck up by like overplaying it or something. So I think like, yeah, I agree. Like it's about like a team's willingness to like do new shit. I've always gotten memed about my Vlad, but like I'll give you another example. When Sona Tarek and Sona Tom was super fucking broken,
Yes.
my team spammed the fuck out of it, and I kept telling them, just keep like, we're getting fucked. I'm getting tired of. I'm like 0-8. I'm literally running it down. I don't understand the limits of the champion. I don't understand like how the team needs to play around it, or what the enemy team can do to me to like fuck this strategy up.
Yes.
But I promise you guys, it's gonna be worth it. Just keep playing it. So we literally had like a 20% win rate in scrims with it over like 100, not 100 scrims, maybe like 30 scrims, 40 scrims, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, I truly believe that me and Core were either one of the best or the best Sona Tom, Sona Tarek players in the whole world. We were so good at this strat. We never fucked it up. And we won every game. I think we were like 14-1 in competitive games with this strat. Everyone knew to permaban that shit against us because it was so AIDS.
Yeah.
But like, you have to be willing to go through this crazy growing pain as a team, and trust the player to learn the new champ, and also, you know, like put in your own individual effort as like the jungler or as a top laner or whatever to like figure it out. It's hard. It's fucking hard because you have all these. You have like a limited amount of time to do all this stuff.
This is why I asked about blitz games. Because like the early laning phases of Sona Tarek, right? Even that takes a lot of effort. But if you play blitz games, so I'll try to give you my summary thoughts on everything that you just said. So the first thing that stands out to me, and I actually want to segue this into a tweet, or not a tweet, but something that you said on stream a few days ago that was like in a highlight video about like communication. So the first thing that stands out to me is like, why aren't blitz games being used? And maybe you're saying, or maybe the argument is like, we can't find a team that would be willing to do blitz games. Well, that's a problem in itself, because that means practice is not being utilized as optimally as it could be. Because by being able to play 10-15 minute early game and mid game transitions as Sona Tarek and get 60 games in one day is fucking insane, because you're just constantly hitting it with so many different things. So you could effectively get 200 games in less than a week of certain different matchups and whatnot, and that grows your understanding a lot, even if you just sit on it. But then the other thing is, if you're saying like the team has to like learn this new style and blah 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 blah, well, that sounds like fucking the infrastructure is bad. Like, why is that a problem, or why is that something that people are like afraid of? Why would people not want to grow or learn new things that are obviously lacking from their gameplay? Because clearly there are just players and teams that they can just, you know, they have champion oceans, or they can do different approaches to the game, right? And if you're limited, that's a byproduct of the way that you're practicing, and that obviously sucks. And then the thing that you were saying on stream the other day, it's a thing I've talked about a lot, like recently, on like streams or whatever. Is you mentioned like your team having bad communication. And I hate the word communication because I feel like communication is only necessary when there's player gaps. And what I mean by player gaps is like, let's say you see something, but your jungler doesn't. Well, that's not a communication issue. That's you're clearly aware of something and your jungler doesn't fucking recognize it. So there's a need to speak. But if the jungler recognizes it or the mid laner recognizes it, it's because you're sharing sort of game knowledge. But if there's different tiers in all different areas, then you need to speak. But that's a byproduct of bad practice, or it's a byproduct of bad assessment leading up to the practice. Because how is this so consistent, right? Because you've been a pro player for so many years now, and obviously, you guys had one change, right, in the offseason. Jungle. How the fuck does everything apparently fall apart? It's not... If players are constantly having to communicate with each other to hold their hands as they walk through a fucking maze, they're not practicing good. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It doesn't register in my brain that everyone needs to be escorted. And when boot campers come over to Korea, and I try to help boot campers, or we do like internal scrims with like various boot campers that come here, or like the mock fucking scrim team that I almost brought to TCS when we or scrimmed against some of the boot camping teams in Korea, it was always so weird to me how much communication Western players needed to give each other. And there's a lot of fucking filler info that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I agree and I disagree. I think I agree with the point that you need comms because not everyone is seeing the same thing, and that is usually a byproduct of different experiences. But I think you'll never have 5 people who are absolute experts in every category in the same level. Like everyone's an expert in their own role to an extent. Like you have people who who play mid who know a lot about jungle, or you have somebody like a support who knows a lot about, I don't know, mid or top or something, or like situations and stuff like that. But like you need comms to fill the information gap for sure. And I guess in an ideal situation, you don't need to communicate once you get enough on the same page, once you all think the same way. But then there's really no point to even be on a team if you're not going to have a steady flow of information, I guess, in the game. Because like you can't control how you're perceiving the game that day, your game sense. You can't control how good your laning phase is going, but the one thing you can always control no matter what is the way your communication goes.
Okay, so maybe I'm talking in a weird way, because I agree with you that communication about like your game sense, that's important to convey, or communication about maybe feelings based on patterns that the opponents are displaying in lane, right? But do you agree or disagree that a jungler should be able to F key to your lane, understand the lane state, and then know how to path?
I do agree with that point. I 100% agree. That would be ideal. That's not reality though. The reality is like most junglers that I've played with cannot F key to a lane and tell you whether or not it's gankable. The lane needs to dictate when it's gankable and how it's gankable. That's worded here. It's like you should come like this pathing. Like that's just my experience as a player. But I agree, like I would have loved it if I never had to tell Xmithy or Broxa when to gank. They can just know. And then there's no need for communication, but I think that's like it's too far from reality.
Well, I disagree that it's far from reality. Because of experience, like my own subjective experiences. And I can understand if your experiences across different teams, that's not the reality. But someone should be making the jungler get to that point. Because
I see.
It doesn't. I mean, F keys. I remember I made the first video about F keys in 2015. And everyone made fun of me, saying that it's pointless, right? But nowadays, it's pretty mainstream. Like everyone uses F keys. Not everyone has to use it as much as like Faker or something. But you could be playing jungle, look bot lane, and probably understand the bot lane state.
Exactly, I could.
Okay.
Because I'm an expert on bot lane.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna know more about bot lane than most pro junglers.
Right. But a lane state, a lane state only requires you to entertain minion position relative to turret and then understand what the champions do. Sort of, right? Because mid laners do this all the time, top laners do it to a lesser extent because the metas change up so much. So what is so far-fetched for a jungler to learn these things? Because I don't think it's far-fetched. But then also in my own subjective experiences, so like I had Malice on BBQ, or whatever. Malice knew more about the lanes than the laners. So Malice would not only go into like scrims and 1v1s, but also spend a lot of time talking about the laners, like lane manipulation and other stuff. But it's also because he plays lane, or you know, I think it's a thing in Korean solo queue where everyone plays multiple lanes and roles, and so the generic baseline understanding is elevated. But if like on Team Liquid, you're saying that you wish that you didn't have to tell Xmithy or Broxa about lane states, there's a problem that's already happening outside of the game. Because if they can't do it on their own, that's where practice should be dedicated. Why can't you recognize a lane state? Why can't you assess something baseline? Because I personally don't think it's that hard with dedicated practice.
Yeah. I think we are on the same page in a sense, because, well, I think one thing that we're both overlooking is like, what is the coach's role in all this? And you're saying it's the coach's role is to like make that jungler, make that player understand the situation better for next time. Sometimes the coach just doesn't know, right? Like this,
And that's the
like
problem.
the coach in a lot of cases just doesn't know the answer, or doesn't have the right answer. And so communicating in game a lot of the time is about building your teammates' habits. It's like, yo, like this situation's happening again. You know, I got the freeze again bot. It's gonna be gankable in a minute. And you say that over and over, like not over and over again, but you say it like multiple times throughout the week, and then you hope that by like training your team, we're using like bot lane and jungle only, but like really this is just about any situation ever. But like you're trying to train your teammates to see the situation the same way you do, so that eventually you don't have to communicate. That's the ultimate goal. I agree. For some reason, it never really gets to that point. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just because we don't play enough like Phil, or like we don't have the right like you said, like the infrastructure, the like programming or some shit to do it.
Yeah, I there was a long talk on stream that I had like a couple of days ago with Dom, and there was various pro players in chat and whatnot. I talked about it a lot with like Nemesis, I assume, on stream, Fanatics mid, whatever. I think it's a really big problem, because if you're saying that the coach doesn't know how to identify it, then there's already a foundation error. Because coaching isn't linear. It's not transferring knowledge over. It's also sometimes establishing ways to help figure out a problem, or creating like roads that can lead to ends, that doesn't require handicaps and bridges and crutches in order to do so. That's not healthy, because all that you're inevitably doing is you're delaying the inevitable collapse that either eventually comes due to effort starts to fall off, or because people lose interest, or because the upkeep just isn't there, and then things just start to taper off slowly, and it wasn't ever really there to begin with. It was being artificially propped up, and that's already a fucking problem. So I think the issue stems from, and I've been very vocal about this, but obviously I don't want to like cause fucking super drama, is that there's a problem within stabs where the players are actually the best coaches.
Yes.
And that's a problem.
But don't you wait.
Yeah.
That's how G2 does. Are you like not a fan of the way that G2 does it? Because I think for a Western team, that's about as good as you're gonna get. Because we both live in the same reality. There's not really any crazy, top tier game knowledge kind of people around, and so there's more facilitators. There's just more of a high chance, I guess, that you should have everyone be their own little expert, and have a G2 situation where the coach is essentially there as a facilitator between the players, coaching each other.
Yeah, so I think that there's a discernment between like life coaches or like personality managers, and we title them coaches, compared to like strategical coaches. I think strategical coaches in the current sense don't currently exist, because coaches don't, first off, where do they find the time? Usually, right? Because coaching wasn't a thing until November 2014, where Riot made the rule. So all of a sudden, It's a titled position that didn't exist 1 month prior, and all of a sudden 200 job openings exist. So a lot of people start jumping on the boat. And a lot of players, even challenger players, doesn't necessarily mean that they know anything. So if they suddenly just go into a coaching position, they're nothing more than essentially a sixth player or a glorified manager. So then there's a problem where their game knowledge is also going to be limited, and it's going to be subject to their own role, typically. And if they don't make very strenuous efforts to go in and understand all the different roles and try to actively say, this is the lane state, this is how these trades are going, how can we optimize this, how can we make it better, then they never refine it themselves. So they end up becoming a facilitator for the pro players. But the pro players have their own biases going into the games, and they have their own viewpoints. And the problem is that they can't make each other understand rather than they make each other know, because there's a difference between knowing something and understanding it. If you understand it, you can manipulate it for the future, and you can identify patterns where it exists elsewhere, right? Which then means that suddenly you can detect different meta shifts, or you can identify certain lane states, even if the champions are different. Because lane states don't fucking change just because the champions are different. Minions are still going to operate and conduct themselves in the same way. You're still going to be able to juggle certain turret shots the same way, right? So all that you have to learn is to change the variable. Maybe this support can take 3 shots, maybe it can only take 4. Obviously, it can get a little bit more complex than that, but there's a problem if the coaches aren't going to great efforts to understand all 5 roles, so that it's not just a facilitation period. So while I don't think that they currently exist, I think that's probably something that has to be looked at and sought out for like the next gen of players. So I think like current day pro gamers, if they retire, if they actually want to do good by the next gen of pros in League, they have an obligation to learn all the roles to a near pro level extent. I don't think they have to be pro level, but I think they should be able to grapple with the pro players. Like in laning phase, at least. They should be able to sit down at a computer, get isolated game points, maybe botch the mechanics, but still have the wherewithal to be intentionally going after something or being able to recreate it. And I don't think anyone does it because they're all fucking lazy. Or they're just bad.
Yeah. I guess the point of it in like right now in the current day. Move my shit.
Yeah, I'm on top of that. Go ahead. This is fun, by the way. Am I bored? Is this dull for you? I don't know.
No. You're good, dude. You're good.
Okay.
Well, this is first time I ever did anything like that.
Okay.
We're freestyling it.
All right.
But like, yeah, right now the coaches won't know as much as the players. I agree. I think the point of it is that you have an unbiased opinion that is looking out for the good of the team. A lot of people, even me, like in the past, you know, I would want to do things that make me look good, that put me in the best position, not put the team in the best position.
Mm-hmm.
Even if, you know, we're sacking like a ton, but I get hit 500 gold, but our team falls behind 1k gold, I would still think, you know, maybe this is good. But the coach is supposed to come in with an unbiased outside opinion.
Yes.
Essentially look out for what do most people on the team want, not like yeah, that's pretty much it. Try to give the team some direction, try to challenge people's opinions, challenge people's habits. I agree with that. And yeah, it doesn't exist, so
yeah, it sucks.
I think it just sucks. That's it. I think it is what it is. We live in NA. Actually, I live in NA. Hey, when do you come back? Come back to the homeland.
When do I go back to NA?
Yeah, dude.
I do not know.
You don't miss it?
No. I've been in Korea for 10 years because I was a StarCraft 1 pro.
I know, dude.
Oh, you know the
everyone knows.
Okay.
IAPM, we got it. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I actually learned high APM in season 3 from Uzi.
Yeah, the avatar turning.
10,000 times a second, so you never know what direction.
Yes. You know about the faces, right? In modern day, I only asked because I've done like casual coaching on stream with pros that didn't fucking know. It's the weirdest thing.
Wait, didn't know about what? What'd you say?
A champion's face in game.
What about his face?
Tells you where their mouse last clicked.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's really weird. Some people never think about that. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a little trick.
Yeah.
it's really important when you play shit like Varus, where it's just like so easy to flash or so easy to react. But you know, if they turn for the CS, their mouse is on the CS, they're not going to be able to like flash back as easily.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Little tricks like that, it's good. I always wondered if I should have made like a fucking
A
like
video.
just like weekly or monthly or even yearly like tips and tricks. But then I always felt like if I did that, I was giving everyone a little advantage because like this shit literally works in LCS. You know, the most like basic, the most you literally think like a brain dead person could easily learn this stuff, but it works on pro players all the time. I don't, I don't know. Like Keith McBrief's hooks are just so good. Did you see that game?
What game?
Those little tips and tricks, like just lock in Thresh for Keith, and it's just free win ball. You don't need to watch the game. It was Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Okay.
But like, there's so many little things you can do to win ball lane. It's crazy.
What? Oh my god. So okay, let me ask you a question. If you quit pro play, right, and made it a point to get high challenger with mid top jungle and support.
In NA, I could do it with my eyes closed.
Okay.
No question.
So let's say I don't know. Let's say EUS.
It would be much harder.
Okay.
Much harder.
So
It
if
actually took me a while to get Challenger on EOS is just 80 carry. I think it took me like 2 weeks or 10 days, something like that.
yeah.
It took a while.
So immediately though, your overall game knowledge would probably improve, like over the course of 1 year. You play
Yeah,
like
a lot.
yeah, like I don't know, 2,000 games of mid 2000. Well, I don't know if you can play 10,000 games in a season. I mean, in theory it's possible, but like,
No, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, well,
unless you're playing 30 games a day.
there's some Korean psychopaths, man. There really is. It's very strange. But like, I think if you came back after that, you'd be infinitely more equipped than basically any other coach. In terms of game, in terms of strategical, assessment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong, but I think coaching is really a lot. It's a lot more than that. Like, I think, let's say we're all robots who just play the game and we just need info, we just need data, and you know, I come in with all the data. That's good, but people are real people. They're stubborn. They're stuck in their habits. They have mental
Yes.
blocks. They
Yes.
have emotions. It's just coaching is honestly more like playing fucking player therapists than actually coaching a lot of the time because people just have like mental problems. I don't want to
No, no, no.
not like
Some of
actually
them
like
have,
illnesses, but
no, some of them do. Some of them do have mental illnesses,
Yeah.
and you have to know how.
oh well, I didn't say that. But go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, but no, I mean it's true. You know, so sometimes you have to know how to damage it or not damage it, manage it. Jesus, damage. Sometimes you have to know how to manage it, and also you need to know the warning signs, like when someone is clearly like starting to either get anxious or depressed, or if they're starting to become very reserved and whatnot. So yeah,
Dude, I mean, like, when's the last time you even you watched like LCS team scrim? Like, I'll tell you that at least 2 games out of the 5 games that we scrim, so 40% of the practice, at least one player is on very serious tilt, like really serious, where it's just obvious that they've given up. And that's an average. That's an average.
okay.
Like one player, 40% of the practice that we have is either mic muted and refusing to communicate that day, or just, you know, it's just random occurrences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I don't know, man.
What the
LCS is it's pretty fucked. What's it like in LCK, dude?
fuck?
Big tryhard
So,
every day?
Yeah, and if not everyone's tryharding, then
It's sub out time, right?
well, yeah, it is sub out time, but there's also other stuff that.
Time out.
No, I mean, I think Korean culture we're all just a lot closer. Like even so on BBQ we had 2 imports. We had Malice and we had Deuce. And Malice has lived in Korea for 3 years, but all the Koreans were really, really welcoming towards the foreign teammates and whatnot. And Malice would actually try really hard. There were some scrims where some players would be very reserved, but it wouldn't take that much to fix it. But I don't know. It sounds like the level that you're talking about is an entirely different planet, like of tilt.
Yeah, it's It's rough, man. It's rough. So I've always had the mentality of like, when I argue with my teammates, at the end of the day, we still respect each other. We're still
Yeah.
friends,
Yep.
right? Like we argue for a purpose. The purpose is to get on the same page or to change someone's mind, ultimately for like the goal of being better or winning or whatever.
Mhm.
But like, I think I'm not even speaking from personal experience. I think people are like, oh, it's fucking Team Liquid. You guys are always tilted. But like, no, like actually, there's literally like multiple. Sometimes you'll just have a couple days of scrims where you're just winning too fast in scrims. You're stomping too hard, and the enemy team just cancels. So you just get less practice because you're playing well, and the enemy team just doesn't want to finish out the block because it's too mentally damaging to get stomped. And I'll tell you guys honestly that like I'm pretty sure that we did that against Cloud9 at least. I'm not 100% sure actually.
Did you move camera?
Did I move camera? No, I didn't move camera. I'm
Okay.
literally in the middle. But like, I gotta say, like this shit happens a lot, right? Like, playing player therapist is a real job.
Yes, it is.
It's a real full-time job.
Yes, it is. Fuck.
I actually take it back. I don't think that we did it against C9, but I think we've heard that like other teams would cancel on C9 because they're just smacking them too hard in scrims. And I think Vulcan actually did an interview a couple days ago where he talked about it. No one wants to scrim C9 because it's too demoralizing. So they're getting punished for being too good. In Korea, everyone would want to scrim C9, right? Like it's like,
Yes.
please, like give me an extra game. Like
Yeah.
let me get shit on. I think there's like some really fucked up American mindset where like losing is the enemy. Like do anything you can do to avoid losing, but like sometimes you actually just need to get shit on to improve, and like it's pretty bad, honestly. Like I just think mentality wise, I don't know. Maybe Americans are just too snowflake compared to other teams, other regions.
I think that like 20 years of esports would suggest that too. Like StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2 mindsets, Warcraft 3. I mean, I don't know of any esport title where that type of cultural stuff isn't present.
Yeah, I see. So you saw it in StarCraft the same way, where it's just like Americans are afraid to get shit on. Americans like they don't want to be humiliated in practice.
Yes.
But like, so you need to get humiliated in practice so you can improve. But it doesn't feel that way sometimes. But it's okay.
Oh, man.
We're Americans over here.
Pog.
We eat hamburgers every day. Am I right?
I do not. Do you?
And did you vote for Trump or what?
No, I didn't. I didn't vote. I was in Korea.
Fuck. Well, I know from our personal conversations that you definitely would have, and I appreciate that because you're deeply American, just like that.
Fucking
we both play Call of Duty every day.
Okay.
Oh, what's the bubble? What's the bubble? The first bubble. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Look at mid lane right now. Can you tell that it's losing?
I can tell that Jizuke mismanaged his wave.
Yes. Okay. So why the hell is he doing that?
Why is he doing that? It's Jizuke, man. Have you seen this guy play? He doesn't care.
Yeah, but like it's a problem when something like this is so consistent, because like if you think about wave 3 or wave 4 and wave 3, the way that he's playing wave 1 and 2 is already suboptimal. Like he'll find himself feeling bad against Orianna 60-90 seconds from then. And you can tell right now, or like you could tell on that freeze frame, that would be the sequence of events that would unfold. But that doesn't require you to play mid lane. It just requires you to understand, like, I mean, so if
everyone who watched that situation knows. I think so I'm not trying to say he didn't make a mistake. I'm gonna explain his mindset was that there's no way that Rek'Sai would gank me here because he should know that Kindred can be behind me. He's like trying to justify it, it's like it's okay for me to be greedy here and like push out and like do something I shouldn't be doing because like the enemy generally should be not like fully confident that Kindred's right here. At least this is my experience playing with every mid laner in the whole fucking world when they do this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
It's just like, but he shouldn't be allowed to do that. If my jungler just came 5 seconds faster, that was a double kill.
Yeah, and
also top is so gapped right now. Kumo is so lost right now.
Yeah, top's fucked right now. Top is completely fucked.
Kumo is just so wondering, like, where am I? Playoffs? Fuck, man.
He also built bomb. He's first item on Ornn. Solo. I think it's bad.
Yeah.
You should go Ruby. You get more HP.
Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby. You get more HP for less gold, and then you go Chain Vest. And if you go Ruby Chain Vest, you get the most stats, but you miss out on bombies, but you can freeze waves. So then anytime Rek'Sai's coming top lane, if you have a freeze and you have XP advantage as Ornn and you're level 6, Aatrox isn't lethal.
Don't even bring up the F word, man.
What,
Don't
freeze?
even bring that shit up in NA.
Come on, in fucking laning phase.
Dude, I swear to God, my... Oh, never mind. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Let's move on to a different subject.
Yeah.
Let's... Next.
What's the opposite of a boiling point?
A freezing point?
Sure. Let's talk about freezing.
Freezing. You want to talk about freezing?
Yeah, actually, why do you think people don't do it? We saw it in LEC today, actually.
I seriously couldn't tell you. I've won so many games. There was actually a game against RNG where I froze on Uzi and he got so tilted because I froze on him for like literally like 4 minutes as Caitlyn. He just got so tilted that I'm pretty sure he told Ming to run it down so that he could farm. Like I'm pretty sure he just said walk up, tank the bind, die, and then I'll push the wave. Like I really have no idea like why freezing is so taboo. I think it's one of those things where the logic it doesn't make sense to me either. It's like if you freeze, the enemy laner can roam, which makes it really hard for your mid laner or your other lane to play the game. Okay, so I'm like following. Okay, yeah. So like then my immediate question is, well, why can't my mid laner manage his wave to play safe on the roam, and then they'll lose a lot? And the answer is because it's really hard. The answer is always it's really hard for him to do that, and I'm like,
no, it's not.
What do you mean it's really hard? Like explain to me how it's hard. Like why is it so hard? And then they're like, well, you don't even know if our mid laner could get dove. You know, if maybe he does manage wave so he's in the game, but then he just gets dove. Then it's just game over. So you can't freeze. And I'm just thinking like, my brain is just melting so hard.
I was.
So yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you that freezing is sometimes just really good.
It just ends
really
the game sometimes.
Yeah, it really does.
The opponent can't play.
And at the very least, you're gonna make the enemy jungler. Oh my god, Wild Turtle is just, he's so good. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got the notepad out or what?
I feel like sometimes I'm watching Uzi, but it's just.
So.
It's not LPL.
Okay.
No, so yeah, sometimes you just freeze because you want the enemy jungler to come tri-lane for a sec to break it, and it just gives your team such a huge advantage. But
yeah,
I mean, there's like so many ways. There's so many ways you could play it. But yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, it's an embargo.
Nick.
Yeah, Peter.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Whoa. I did not say you could call me Peter, dude.
It's.
Calm down. We're not on that level yet.
We're not on that. Okay.
Yo, by the way, do you ever do this with Dom?
What, co-stream?
Yeah.
No, I up until this point, I always co-streamed with either LEC players or Sanchois.
Dude, here's the problem with streaming with LEC players. Americans are the worst in the whole world at understanding accents. They can't understand an accent for shit. Like whenever a Korean player does an interview in LCS, the chat is literally just racist people spamming question marks because they have an accent. Like, you're killing your stream. You're killing your career. Never stream with a European player ever again.
What the fuck?
That sounded really fucking racist, actually. I take that back.
What the fuck?
Never mind. That I didn't say that.
All right. Fuck my life. Oh, we didn't say this. Chat's asking, who do you think won draft?
Oh shit, there's actually a game going on.
There's a game happening
No.
here, yeah.
Focus up, Nick.
Yeah.
There's a game going on. I think. I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of EG's comp again. Fuck. I think when you play Callistoteric, you just want to play shit that makes it really easy to do press R. Like maybe I have this NA mindset of just like pick a comp that's really easy, the easiest possible comp to play. That like is within reason, right? That like doesn't have like 3 losing lanes and stuff. Pick the easiest comp to play, the easiest comp to execute. And I think when you have Callistoteric, you already have this really easy go button.
Okay.
And so like, why would you play Zoe and Kindred with it? It's the same thing as playing Zillion Graves. Like, why don't you just play some shit that you can just like 100-0 somebody with the combo? I don't know. That's. Oh my god! Wait, they're dead. FlyQuest is dead. This is a kill.
Yeah.
Ult, bang, ult, bang, ult. I'm tilted. I'm so tilted. Oh my god! I'm actually so tilted right now. That was a free kill.
You mad or what?
I'm mad.
Okay.
I'm fucking mad. I'm fuming actually.
And now Kindred's pathing bottom, Rek'Sai's close.
So Bang is a beta personality. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, unfortunate.
That's okay. He's saving it for later.
Okay.
It's chill.
God damn it.
So what role do you main, dude? You're such a proponent of Phil. So like, well,
I am a Phil.
What's
I
the
play
role?
Phil.
You play Phil.
Yeah, I've played every role to master or GM on Korea except ADC.
Wow. What's wrong with ADC?
I've just never played it. But I
You don't like
I
it.
take really long breaks from the game. Right now I'm shit low. I'm fucking like D2 or
I
D1.
see. Have you ever in your life been my fanboy? Let's be honest here. We're gonna have a real talk here.
I thought you really disliked me.
Wait, why? What did I say? I don't think I ever said anything about you.
No. You. I remember freaking out to Sky Williams once because I was very small at the time. It was in 2015. 2015 October. I think because it was Worlds and Thorin made a comment to you about like getting coached by me or something, and you made a comment on stream about me. And it was kind of bad. It was kind of toxin, not gonna lie. And so.
What did I say? What did I say?
You just basically scoffed or joked at the notion that coaching would be good, and then you made a comment about how I don't know anything or something.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. So I called up
Delete
Sky
that clip.
Williams. I called up Sky, and I was freaking out to Sky. Cause, yeah, I was really small at the time, so I thought that was like actually career. I thought that was really harmful potentially. But now here we are.
So did you? This is related. Did you keep up with the Katarino and Carson drama?
I saw Dom have the 7-minute. By the way, why? Hold on, I gotta pause. Why are we grouping for Herald?
There's so many storylines going on here. This is like Game of Thrones where there's like 4 different like setups, but there's never gonna be a punchline.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right.
The answer is I don't know.
Okay.
I don't actually know.
What the fuck?
We just go for the big gangbang at Herald. Dude, Santorum's got the right idea, man. He's going straight for the next objective. So Katarino and Carson, right? Katarino's apology to cheating on this is a bridge version, cheating on this guy with 5 different guys at the same time, was that she was lost and confused and had multiple personalities. So I'm just gonna say that was my other personality.
Okay.
And I don't remember it.
Wow. Perfect.
I was lost and confused. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal.
I'm reformed.
Yeah, forgiven.
I'm reformed. Oh wow. What about Forgiven actually? Do you think that guy's ever coming back?
I used to talk to him all the time.
Really? Me too.
Yeah, I was always actually very friendly with Forgiven. I would talk with him on Skype quite a bit. I tried to give up my salary for him twice to join our team. There was one team. Alpha Draft offered Apto $50,000 a month, and it would have been me, Apto, and Forgiven. But then it didn't happen. That was moving into 2016. And then there was Ever8 Winners when Keen, before he was like the best top laner in Korea. It was Keen, Malrong, when Malrong was really good, and like 2 accounts top 10. Septed, and I forget who the support was. And Forgiven said that he respected the offer, but he didn't want to join because he didn't know any of the players. And that was before Keen went on to Afrika and then just started dominating everything.
He started smurfing?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is also an alternate reality where I had a Korean girlfriend and I got an offer from SKT, not the one with Faker, the other one with Wolf. In the very beginning, it was Reaper and Wolf, and it would have been me. But instead, they went with some dude named Raven, I think. But I had the offer, and then it was like literally like $2 an hour. So, but back to the Forgiven thing. You know how he has a really thick accent?
Yes. Yeah.
You think if he said, if he said, "Welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order?" people would actually understand what he said?
What the fuck? I can message him. We can test for science.
Okay. Actually, that would be like that would actually be such a good sub sound. Is Forgiven saying? Okay, sorry. That's pretty toxic. I love Forgiven though. I mean,
I do too.
He did something stupid. I think everyone can agree he did something stupid. We all do stupid things. His was, very stupid. I will just say it outright. But that doesn't mean I don't still like him, right? Even though he did
He told me apparently everything that happened. But
I don't know the
won't talk
details,
about it.
but
Yeah.
I think obviously there's always gonna be two sides of the story. I think the
Right.
way like his actions, I guess, like ended up like they're fucking his career. I think there's really no way to say it like in any other way. Just publicly, it's a nightmare. Just like what I did this last split, it's really stupid. So yeah.
Oh,
Huh?
let me.
I what?
Would
Forgive?
you ever? Would you
I
ever?
hated Forgiven? No, I didn't. Huh?
Would you ever play in a region that's not an A?
Would I play in a region that's not NA? Not anymore. I think early on, because I'm Chinese, right? I always
Yeah.
wanted to go back to my like fucking country of origin or heritage.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to learn Chinese really well. I think like when you live in Korea, you inevitably pick up a lot of Korean. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, not to sound crass, but like you're white, so people don't expect you to speak any Korean at all. It's pretty fucking cool. But I'm Chinese, so people literally expect me to speak Chinese, and I can't speak it at all.
Okay.
Pretty much, I feel really whitewashed. You're pretty much more Asian than me. Congrats. So yeah, I wanted to join an LPL team really bad for a while,
Okay.
but then now, you know, I'm 26. It's pretty weird
older than me? When
I'm
is
26. I'm 93.
Yeah. What month?
July.
Yeah, you're
Of
older
93.
than me. Boomer.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking boomer.
It's totally fine.
Leena, come in Discord. Come on, we need a third opinion in here.
Third opinion on what? If you're a boomer?
Well, I don't know. What are we even talking about? This whole stream we have talked about the game essentially one time.
Oh yeah. Who won draft? We're 16 minutes in.
Wait, we already went through that.
No, we didn't. We didn't say.
I literally said that EG's draft
sucks
dick.
Oh, that's right, but I didn't comment.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Yeah, I think Fly wins out later. Even though Kindred's really good against Ornn. And even though they have the tricky mode with they can Kindred ult into Taric ult and come out of it immune, and then
yeah.
But that's like dream scenario, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think Zyricon Orianna Ornn is probably one of the most nasty four-mans you could have. They could have a potato jungling and still win team fights. Well, not 100%, but like if they execute well. Holy shit, look at the top gap. Kuma's literally taking tier 2. He's so good.
Nice. Yeah. Alright, so, I mean, Fly gets Infernal, so this game's doomed.
It's doomed. One Infernal and Streets GG like that?
No. They're gonna get Infernal Soul. I mean.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Honestly, let me tell you something Leena told me, okay? There's a Fortnite streamer, and her name is, I think, Brooke.
Brooke?
Okay. Oh, Leena doesn't want me to tell this.
Okay. What the hell just happened?
Why can't I say? Okay, let me just say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say that people are here.
Yeah.
Not to watch LCS, but to listen to our talk show. Okay.
Actually, it's true.
They're here for the talk show. LCS is just a background for our fucking talk show.
Oh shit.
We have the hottest talk show of 2020.
Holy fucking shit. Dom's probably talking about the game and shit. What a fucking mistake.
What a dumbass. Holy shit, imagine talking about the game.
Holy shit. Alright, we have 40k viewers between us. How much is LCSF? We got almost 50%.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get Leena in here. We have what's in. Alright. Alright, Leena, it's my Discord. It's double plug. The best.
Holy shit.
When are we gonna start taking callers, man?
We're not Travis Gafford yet.
Okay,
That's
I just
true.
wanted to clarify.
Hi.
I'm not flaming. I'm not flaming. You know, sometimes when people watch girl streamers, you're not there for the quality of the gameplay.
Okay.
You're not there for the quality of the gameplay. So the girl streamers can be funny and entertaining, and you know you're there for different reasons. And
Like Brooke?
Oh!
multiple girl streamers. You know, a lot of girl streamers, right? Like I think like Alinity viewers. You know, what are you guys there for? But you know, when you're there watching Peter cast or co-stream LCS, you're not there for the quality commentary. You're there for Peter's talk show. So
Exactly.
I just wanted to clarify. I'm not flaming anyone. That's just I think the reality of
Leena
our
is,
ecosystem.
by the way, let me just say that Leena is literally obligated to this.
No, why are you flaming me?
Oh, oops, sorry.
Holy shit.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
thanks for the guest appearance. Are you staying here? Let's stay. I like this. I like this trio going here. Chris,
No.
meet Leena. Leena, meet. Oh wait, Chris, Nick. Nick. Sorry.
Chris.
K Kona, brother. This is this is Cowboy Chris up in here for the. No, yeah, I honestly, Nick. One thing you'll learn about me is I probably have the worst memory that's ever existed. I
Okay.
can't remember shit my whole life.
Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, what do we do now? I need to go take a piss. Leena, can you sit in my chair and give my stream something to look at?
No, I'm good.
Why not?
I'm good.
Why?
Just go.
Fuck. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Don't make it awkward.
Hello.
Oh my God, he's still laughing on the way to the bathroom.
Holy shit.
Honestly, yeah, Peter's this is who he really is.
Okay.
He's not playing up for the stream.
This was definitely an eye-opening experience.
How does this compare to your regular streams?
Yeah, I think yeah, this is very different. I think I haven't talked about the fucking game at all, almost.
Oh, you know what? I can answer questions that people
Okay.
have about TSM because I know if we can talk about that for a while because I know that there's a lot of rumors that start from people saying, "Oh, LS was talking to so and so," so.
Oh, you mean Bjergsen? I did talk to Bjergsen briefly. I mean, it was about itemization.
There's a lot of ones. Like I know, like the Dom's talk show or whatever. There's always just like a lot of rumors going around about things. So if you have any questions, I can clear that up.
Trying to. I guess I don't. I don't read the super rumor mill. I know.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't follow the super rumor mill. I know that maybe I caused a headache unintentionally with that video. I don't know.
No. There's just you know, press. There's a lot of the people who get a lot of views circulating fake news.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure.
Wait, what's the hot one right now? Is there any hot? Oh, there's the Doublelift to TSM one, right?
I guess that's the most recent hot one.
Whoa.
Yeah, hello.
We don't talk about rumors. We don't comment on this on any
We don't
rumors.
talk about fake news, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude! I just looked at Reddit and there's a thread saying that I was literally flaming my teammates, like that they're the ones getting tilted, mic muted. Like, no, I
What?
just like what I literally just said that somebody in LCS scrims, like usually it's like the bottom tier teams where somebody is just mental boomed.
No way.
Stupid
this real?
fucking. The community is
Wait,
pretty
where is
AIDS.
it? Page 1 or 2?
I don't know. It's somewhere in there. You know, I was just looking it up.
Vote minute.
Anyways, no, I was
Go
not
ahead.
flaming my teammates. You idiots. I was saying.
You just flame Twitch chat. How are they supposed to blame or believe you that you don't flame?
That's true. I usually only flame Twitch chat though. XD. Oh my god, we are 9th place. You're right. No, my team is actually really. My team is like really like all veteran players. So no, not much tilting going on really at all. Anyways, back to the game.
Back to the game.
Man,
FlyQuest
back
are
to the
super
game,
far
man.
ahead. They can't lose.
I mean, what do you think about FlyQuest?
As a team?
The most handsome AD carry, Wild Turtles, right there. It's my
True.
favorite team.
Oh my fucking god. That's crazy. That's crazy that an org they have such a huge brand these days as well, and they're placing much higher than TSM.
Yeah,
True.
they're placing much higher than 9th too. What do you think?
I want a lucky split. I don't know. Wait, Alice, did you see our series? Or sorry, not our series. Our game against C9.
I mean, I've watched every game, but I'm watching so much League because I'm working like 18 hours a day. So I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I don't
see.
remember what.
Yeah. You can't remember every game's CBA.
I mostly pay attention to like the champions. You know what I mean? Like the teams themselves don't matter that much. I just sort of comment.
Really?
Yeah, I know that probably sounds weird, but yeah.
Really? So when you watch TL play, you don't think, wow, most handsome and best player, Doublelift, on my screen again.
Jesus Christ. Fuck my life.
What?
No, Peter asked me if I think he's handsome every day.
No, I don't. It's because Leena
Insecurity
cut my
issues.
hair and made me look like fucking. I don't even know. What do I look like?
He's a little bit insecure.
Okay.
Literally, Leena cut my hair, and the first thing that she said afterwards was, "It's not that bad." Like, what if you got a haircut and the person said it's not that bad? You would think that something's wrong.
Fuck.
Jesus, dude.
I mean, I tried my best.
Wait, it's quarantine in Korea too, right? Like,
No.
you can't go outside?
Nope.
Oh, it's not.
Korea's operating as normal. You can't
Wow.
tell there's corona here. Yeah.
August.
There was only 18 cases yesterday.
Well, that's not bad.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Dude, it feels like the world is ending here in America.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the hell it's like. Like I see photos and stuff that people upload, and it feels so weird to me. Because in Korea, everyone's outside. And
Yeah,
like,
it feels like the apocalypse.
I don't know. I guess I'm living in like a utopia here.
Donald Trump is handling it.
Yeah.
That's the process.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. That's good. Fuck's sake.
This game's pretty over again. Fuck, man. Am I gonna be wrong? I voted 3-1 for Fly.
You think it's gonna be 3-0 now, or what?
Yeah. I mean, based on this, dude. I mean, EG is like probably so tilted. I don't know. It really just depends. Do I think EG is gonna tilt? Kind of. Yeah.
Who's the tilter?
I think it's just about they haven't played together much, so they haven't been the like high pressure. Oh, we're kind of getting fucked situation much. Though I guess it's kind of a lame excuse because it's not like I think that C9 can get really tilted, and they haven't played together much.
Doublelift, do you know
Who's the
Karibo?
tilt? I don't like to call people out. Do I know who?
Do you know Karibo?
What the fuck is that?
Who is that? Is the question.
Oh, it's a player.
No, it's a person or a god, whatever the hell you want to call him. Karibo.
Karibo, no.
Jesus.
What is it? Tell me. Teach me.
He's an oil prince on Twitch, basically.
Oh,
You don't know
an
him?
oil prince. No, I
He-
don't. Did he just donate to you or what?
Well, I mean, he has. He has quite a. No, he's one of the top donors for League streamers.
I see. No, he's never donated to me. I mean, I don't really need it.
He
So,
said, "No, I hate Doublelift. Sorry." Yeah, you pissed him off.
Really? Maybe he just likes the little Pee-wee streamers. So it makes sense. He's over there.
Jesus Christ. Nice.
So how come you like never hang out with like American players?
I don't get along with Americans typically. Usually, like what we talked about earlier with like mindsets, but also I think I'm very Koreanized, like culturally, and I hang out with a lot of Europeans, like a lot of European pros, mostly Fnatic, but yeah, mostly I just get along with Europeans. The majority of my viewer base is European, I believe.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Ellis, what do you think about NALCS teams recycling players?
I think so. I think it's weird, right? Because players they change teams and then they go up and then they go down, they go up, they go down, right? And I would imagine that there's infrastructure issues that lead to that, but I think the recycling of players it's kind of weird because when I watch Academy or when I watch streams, like of maybe like up and coming people or like Academy, I don't think like, wow, this person has insane mechanics, or like, wow, I could sculpt this person to be LCS players. So I think it's kind of weird. But I thought the grossest thing that happened this past offseason was the cycling of staff. Because it's like, what the hell is even the point of this?
Well, that's true. Yo. So what you're saying is that there's no NA talent.
No, there's not
There's not a
no
lot of
NA
NA
talent. So for instance, there was that like 17-year-old jungler that lived in China, but he's an NA citizen. And he posted that he was
What?
LFT.
Wait, what? Who was that?
He was Ionia Challenger, Ionia Challenger and Super Server Challenger on China.
No,
And
no, but like, what's his name?
I don't know his actual name. I think his first name's Ryan. But I got linked his tweet, and
Good
it was
branding,
legitimate.
good branding.
No,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah. No,
Maybe
no,
he
no.
should have put his name out there a little more.
He did, but I don't know. It sucks. I think other talents that exist, I think they get squashed too quick because there's so many politics in NA, and it gets really problematic.
What about-
what politics?
Politics, as in people always have job security, and then there's a lot of nepotism.
I think the main thing is actually a lot of older players have pretty, like you said, pretty bad mindsets, and toxic mindsets can, you know, like lack of motivation, for example.
Yeah.
Yo, no,
infest
let's
the
change the
team.
subject. What do you think about up-and-coming NA talent Doublelift?
Just
That guy
unlucky
good?
this last split, yeah.
I totally agree. Holy shit. In his debut rookie split, he got so unlucky and ended 9th, but that's okay.
Yeah. Agree with
Better
that.
luck next split, you know?
Yes.
Honestly, though, even though I'm 26, I feel 18.
You're still pretty young.
ever
There's
get that-
Korean pros that are older than you.
That's true. It's not super reassuring to hear there's other players that are older than you.
Okay, how about this?
I'd
There's
like to-
older StarCraft players that are older.
Holy
StarCraft's
shit,
like,
that's such a boomer game, though.
I know it is,
Don't worry,
but
dude.
like,
I'm gonna be gaming until my 40s. I'm gonna be balding. I kind of already am, but I'm gonna be old as fuck.
Mhm.
Still crushing it. Still doing the LCS co-stream with you,
nice.
Chris, right?
Chris.
sorry. This game is so uninteresting. I'm not gonna lie. It's so fucking
Okay.
over.
What did Leena want to ask about what older players?
No, I was just wondering because as for like on the team's perspective, right? Building rosters, you have a really hard time picking up unknown players and placing them in an ecosystem for them to flourish
Mhm.
if like honestly there's just not enough talent in NA to
Yes.
push the older players who have really bad mentalities out of their spots. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to call out any names, but a lot of older players, you probably have heard, you know, rumors behind the scenes about why, you know, there's a lot of out of game issues, but they still continue to get spots on LCS rosters because there's just not enough younger players to push them out. So like how would you solve that problem outside of importing?
Well, so like I was talking about with Peter a little bit earlier. I don't know if you were listening. I think a lot of I don't know what it like is to have bad mentalities, right? Because I've worked with Malice, and I don't know if you know his reputation. But also like I've always gotten along with Forgiven. Like people that have reps as being like hyper non-agreeable and toxic, I don't know like what that's actually like to have them legitimately be non-agreeable.
So it's just like flaming your teammates in the middle of a match.
Ooh, now we're getting to the meat of it.
No, yeah. So
or showing up to practice late, showing up to practice not ready.
Okay,
some people
that's
show up to practice hungover.
That's problematic. That I
I'm not talking about my team, just the league in general, right? This is something that
Yeah.
NALCS as team owners you deal with across players all over the league.
So that stuff I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't know a good fix for that, right? Because you're talking about someone that is showing up to work, but they're not expendable. So it's like,
Yeah,
what the hell do you do?
Exactly. Mhm.
And then in terms of talent, what do you do without just importing constantly? I don't think that there's a really super good solution other than really trying to scour the ladder and know what you're looking at when it comes to pro view. And when I mean pro view, I also just mean first person views of like streams and stuff. Because maybe there is something to work with, but it's not being actively sought out. But obviously I guess I'm a little bit
I just think like
You know?
the rookies in NA, for example, the competition, right? NA solo queue, EU solo queue, and like Korean, just pretty much anywhere you're gonna have better rookies coming in with better mechanics,
yes.
foundations for understanding the game at a basic level. When they come into academy, you have to do so much work to get them to that LCS pro level. Versus other regions, just they're much more practiced through solo queue already.
Yes. There's a lot of boot camping NA players that I know come to Korea and end up higher than some of the boot camping pros. and I know that they're very high on NA. I don't want to like list any by name right now, but I know that they exist. I mean, I can message you in private really quick. I don't know if you've heard of
TSMLS, TSMLS,
No,
TSMLS. Oh my god, TSMLS.
Here. I don't know if you've
Peter,
seen
stop
any of this.
spreading fake news.
Nick, TSMLS, yes or no? Say it right now. Right
Uh,
now. I'm putting you on the spot. Hot seat.
Have you heard of that player?
No, I haven't.
Um,
But, we can talk about that another time. I just want to
Okay.
get your thoughts.
okay. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of players that they come here to boot camp and they're like 17, 18, and I know that they're Challenger NA, and I know what they do in Korea, and then I see them with their social media followings of like 100 followers, and they have no presence, and they have no stream following, and they just feel like they don't know what they can do. And I think that Scouting Grounds is kind of like, I don't want to say it's a joke, but like it does suck because no one's using that for what it should be used for anyway, and then the whole way that you qualify for it is sort of bullshit. So I think that's kind of weird. So I don't know. It gets weird. I think the rule that opened up like OCE and wildcard regions to not, huh? What?
Sorry, Peter's being retarded. What are
Okay.
you doing?
What did he do?
Oh, I'm being retarded. I'm playing with my drawstrings. So okay, go ahead, guys. I'm just fidgeting. I'm just beating off real quick.
Okay. But like I think there's other players that they could it's really weird because I know what you're saying. I know that there's been some players that have been given chances behind the scenes and then they just botch it because severe attitude issue. And I don't know what the fix is there. Because it's so alien to me because in Korea, China,
Yeah,
And
that doesn't really
it doesn't
work.
exist. It really
Yeah.
doesn't exist. But I think that a lot of problems internally within teams can actually stem from players going at other players' throats, and then the coaches don't have the wherewithal to actually point out errors within each other's arguments because they're just
Yeah.
bouncing and reflecting ideas based on what the players are funneling them in terms of information. Like the mid laner says, you can't do this because it harms me in this way, and the AD carry says, oh, well, I have to do this because of this. The coach can't discern who's right or wrong or put the pieces of the puzzle together and basically make a judgment call without actually just being biased or talking out of his fucking ass. Then there's a problem because then you create politics within the team. And like what I was talking about with Peter earlier, even if coaches try to say that they're unbiased, they naturally start gravitating towards bias because it's just how stuff ends up running if they don't have the wherewithal to argue with players or grapple with them.
Do you
And
think
then
that there's just not enough coaches?
I think coaches, I think most coaches don't, like, I had a lengthy conversation with Peter about this for like 30 minutes. I think most coaches from a strategical perspective can't coach the players. I think that the players are probably the best strategical players or coaches on the team, and that the coaches are mostly facilitators. And I've had so many conversations about this, like on stream, with so many different pros from different regions and whatnot, because I think it's really problematic that players are essentially coaching themselves with a bit of facilitation. Because if coaches were really on teams, you wouldn't have such repeatable errors happening constantly, nor would you have such discourse constantly keep occurring on rudimentary stuff inside of the game.
TSMLS. TSMLS.
Jesus.
Make it happen, Reddit.
What
Yeah, there's a lot of
what
problems.
about
Americans.
TLLS.
I just gotta say, Amerifats eat way too many hamburgers, and that's why it's gotten to our brains.
Okay.
We can't handle the high stress competition. That's why I'm toxic
But
and have a shit attitude.
the other thing is, like, when on streams, when I pull up VOD reviews, like even about the freezing stuff, right? Like referring to like Doublelift here, right? Like there were so many players that like dissented against the freezing stuff, but it's like every single time you pull them on stream, if you can't stranglehold them into submission, like that they're clearly saying something that doesn't make sense, or they're viewing things through one lens rather than like what ought to happen or what could happen. then they're being dishonest. Like, there should always be ways to ground people to arguments. And I think a lot of that stems from genuine dedication to understanding League fundamentally, not just based on fucking things that have been told to you. Because if you base League on things that have been told to you, then you start saying things that are like nonsense in terms of like lane matchups, or like you start saying things are absolutes and whatnot, or you'll start to say things are black and white. And I think that even if you label something as black and white, that's like a level 1 explanation of it, but everything in League is gray. And much like an RTS player juggles lots of different variables at a very high rate in the middle of a game, League players just have to get to a point to do something like that, but coaches have to do it to a greater extent. And I think that most coaches, because they were birthed via the November rule, Riot making the rule in November 2014 that all teams must have coaches, followed by the Janalist rule. In 2015, the stipend was granted to all LCS and EU LCS teams for coaching staffs. All of a sudden, you birthed 200 to 300 positions by people that had no interest in actually producing EDU content, coaching, nor did they magically have the wherewithal to do this beforehand. And so they jumped into jobs. They work 6-8 hours a day.
Prepared for.
Right. They have observed opinions rather than earned opinions. And observed opinions are dangerous. You don't go on fucking YouTube and watch things for 3 goddamn years and then pretend that you're a fucking surgeon. The same way that people don't go on I mean, people go on YouTube all the time. They watch poker videos and they're still losing poker players. Like, what kind of nonsense is this? But then they get into titled positions and they can't even grapple with the players. I mean, what is going on when people call themselves strategical coaches and they can't even climb out of fucking silver? I mean, you can play Malphite with one hand and get diamond. Like, what is going on? But you pretend to say that you know what's going on in lane states. Like, fuck off. It's really weird. It's really weird. And I don't know. I have a very high standard for strategical coach, but don't call yourself a strategical coach if all that you're doing is facilitating language. In my experience, so like I have my coaching community Discord with like 15k people or something. It's not very big, but whatever. And when I opened up the endorsed coaching role, we had lots of applicants from like national leagues in the EU. We even had like former academy NA people. We had like wildcard coaches and whatnot. And it was me and a person living with me. His name's Max Waldo. He was a challenger NA player, and he's lived in Korea now at my house for like 2 years, sort of shadowing me. And out of everyone that applied, I think coincidentally the only person that was good was Vigar V2. And we knew that Vigar V2 was good in November, and then he ended up joining Fnatic. And I don't think that's a fucking coincidence. Vigar V2 is also coincidentally challenger on US. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence. Like, there needs to be a higher standard, and it's just not present. And I've talked behind the scenes with many LCS players. I could tell you names in confidence, not obviously live on stream, but I think it's also really problematic when players constantly and objectively, because it's visible by going through my VODs or my tweets, reach out to me for help over their own staffs. There's a problem.
LS is gonna be the savior of NA, dude. I believe it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm an LS fan now.
Do you
Thanks.
think that Ellis could coach you out of 9th?
I don't.
Honestly, we'd go to 10th.
I don't. Yeah, we'd go straight to 10th. The mental warfare would be too much. I don't think anyone can coach us out of 9th.
True.
Would you have picked me Senna?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm
And
talking
we
about.
probably would have fasted different supports.
Wow. That's edgy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
I'm pretty done with this stream. I'm fried. This series is so boring. I literally watched 2 minutes of the actual game. The rest of it is our talk show, and I think we've run out of talk show material, man. I'm gonna turn this.
Okay.
I'm shutting it all down. But it was fun.
Okay.
It was good. It was a good time, dude. I hope you had a good time too.
Okay. All right, Doublelift.
Nick.
Yes, thank you.
Nick, it was my pleasure
Okay.
to be a part of the LS Talk Show.
Okay. Thank you.
It was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you,
Yeah.
Leena.
All right, later.
Okay. Bye.
Peace.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys.